Geno, where's this ground?
The plan here was going to be, obviously extremely difficult because of, the way they play. They're just they're so aggressive and they're so athletic and they just come in waves. They just keep coming at you, coming at you, coming at you. So yeah, the environment, and they're playing the #1 team in the country, and so everything that happened, except us getting up 19, I expected that. I expected it to be, that kind of game. I didn't think we'd get to 19, and when we're at 19, all I kept thinking about is, man, I got a feeling it's going to be 2. And as the fouls kept piling up, I just, I was really worried, but we maybe won this game today because in some ways, it's Connecticut, and they're used to making some of the plays that they made tonight. When we needed a shot, they got one. When we needed a stop, they got one. When we needed a play to be made, we got one. And it came from different spots a lot, and we needed every one of them. So this, obviously the Notre Dame win's a big win because it's at Notre Dame, and we played them so many times. But given the circumstances and the way the game played out, with all the issues that we had, this is probably the best win that we've had up to this point of the season.
Geno, when you were there 6 years ago in the spot, 87 straight wins. All the talk was you're chasing UCLA, their record, the men's record. It became more of a national story, whereas you've said many times already that you're really chasing yourself. You won 94, 91, 92, it's all the same. But now that you're standing closer to it, does it reflect all that this is really just chasing yourself versus what it was 6 years ago in this spot?
When the season began, somebody asked me, why did you set the schedule the way it is? You're going to kill your streak. I'm like, what's the streak got to do with anything that we're doing? Really? I mean, it's like when, no offense to anybody in the votes, but it's like when the polls come out and they go, you're #1, how's it feel? Like what? It's nice and all that, but that's not the focus of what we're trying to do. So when we went through it last time, it was exciting, it was fun, everybody kept talking about it all the time. Our kids were aware of it towards the end, that they knew exactly what was going on, they knew all the hoopla. We had some older players on our team that have been through a lot, and they felt like they were entitled to it. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I think this team is young enough, and they've not been a part of that many of them, and it's not something that we talk about, and it's not something that I put any value on anymore. I don't. I mean, people would say, wouldn't it be great to, to break your own record? I mean, yeah, if it got me anything, like if you're in the Olympics and it gets you a gold medal, or if you're in the World Championships and you win a world champion, and you're called a world champion because you broke your own record if you're a swimmer. But, if it were to ever happen, I don't know that will have any significance in my life whatsoever, if it were to happen.
Coach Auriemma, you mentioned about the environment here at the building site. Talk about what that environment was like. Was this one of the toughest environments in a true road game you've ever faced in all your years at Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. I think that fact that school's on break, probably it isn't as, you know, it's not like, it could have been, but given how many people were here and the teams that were playing, yeah, these are, unfortunately, these games are few and far between in women's basketball. But it was a fabulous environment, and the crowd was great. You know, we've had, I think sometimes we don't react the way people expect us to react because we've been in these games a lot. And we kind of handle it a little bit differently than maybe sometimes even the home team does because they're not used to being in this environment.
Coach, how sick was Stevie Lou? What did you expect from her in the game? Was she your only player on the court?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff running through up in our part of the world, like I'm sure there is in a lot of other places from what I hear. And it just kind of came on suddenly today, and we found out about it right before warm-ups. And she, if our athletic trainer, Geno, was saying she was not playing tonight, I wouldn't have been surprised based on what I saw or what the situation looked like. But, you know, Lou grew up a lot tonight. That was not easy for her to do what she did. And, she was pretty spectacular if you think about it, given the circumstances.
How impressive was it how efficient to play with the fouls, but the same players to pick it up, you know, whether it was Samuelson, whether it was John or Nurse, they seem to sense that we need to go because we do not have these two kids for all 40 minutes.
The fact that all those plays that I'm talking about that we had to make kept coming from someplace different was probably the most impressive thing for me because you know, if you're Maryland and you know they played a boxing one and Lou a lot in the first half, and you know Gabby and Kia, you know, made it look like we still got 36 points, which is pretty much our average in the first half. And then when we came out in the second half, everybody took turns making plays. So for Maryland, it was hard to figure out where do we go to get stops. You know, and we're not the team we were last year, obviously. You know, we don't have the incredible athletic ability and experience that we had last year. You know, we're not averaging as many points. We're not getting as many shots up. We're not. You know, we don't have as many steals. We don't have as many block shots. So we're not the team we were. But I think collectively, you know, we've helped each other, maybe more so than any team that I've had in a while.
You
Coach.
know, a lot of teams
Got time for a couple more.
You know, a lot of teams have trouble keeping score, so trouble up from 20. You guys held it to 10. Were you kind of able to do your defensively?
You know, sometimes when a player has a subpar game, so to speak, it's not just what the defense does. It's got a lot of factors. I mean, I thought Kia Nurse did a great job on her for most of the game, but I don't think they went to her as many times as they have in the past, maybe, where she got a lot more opportunities to touch the ball. I think, you know, with her big kid touching the ball a little bit, and Slocum, I thought, played great, you know, so she had the ball a lot in her hands. And, you know, and in some ways, they were much more difficult to play against because they didn't just go, you know, towards Shatoria. So it was a combination of things, you know, it was a combination of things. We guarded her a little bit differently than we did last year at the Garden, so that helped.
Coach, what did you say or emphasize at the half to have your team respond at the start of the third quarter the way they did?
Well, I think that everyone was pretty upset at the way the first half ended. You know, for us to go from having all the momentum, you know, and to end the half with, you know, a turnover in the basket in the last possession, especially the way it happened. I think that really stung, and it really got our attention, you know, and we came out in the second half, and we were just a little more aggressive, you know. We got some opportunities early, and we took them right away. There wasn't this, you know, we passed up a lot of opportunities in the first half to get a better opportunity. And the start of the second half, we just took advantage of every opportunity we got. And I think that might have been the difference in the game, because that started to give us the cushion that we needed, as it turned out, towards the end.
You said consistent.